this is an Emery's or a Great Plains rat snake.
Well, that is something that I'm really happy to see.
Man, these guys are cool. That just passed through this area. All of that. The sun's not even down, and it is 72 degrees. So to say that we are taking a calculated risk is kind of an understatement right now. We're out here today looking for snakes again. As I said, it got a lot of rain as I was coming down here. I literally left work at 4:30, came here just in time to cruise before the sun went down. So we're here. We're gonna see what we can do, but you know, I'm not feeling too hot about this. But without further ado, I'm gonna start looking. There's some concrete over here that I'm gonna go flip, and then we're gonna start cruising. Alright, well, it's only a little while into the night, and here's our first snake. This also happens to be the very first ground snake that I have ever cruised in the state of Colorado. I've seen a lot of them, but for whatever reason, they've always been flipped. It must just be this moisture is bringing up the fossorial snakes. It's not entirely clear yet how the night's gonna go. I'm still willing to play it out. It's not cold down here, but it's not warm either. It's just kind of a weird limbo zone. Oh, and there are dogs. That's awesome. Hopefully we don't get murdered tonight by a dog. But anyways, this guy's pretty cool. I wish that I could hold him for photos, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna log him on Herp Mapper, take a quick photo, and we're gonna head on down the road. These guys are so cool. This guy's really big too. He's like definitely around a foot long, this guy. Awesome snake. Alright, well, this is probably going to be a pretty common sight throughout the night. This is a Woodhouse's toad. If you've watched any videos this year, you've probably seen this guy. These guys have been absolutely everywhere this year, so I'm probably not going to show too many of them. This guy actually is pretty handsome looking. Usually they're not so bright, but still just a Woodhouse's toad. Awesome to see him. I'm going to log him on my Herp Mapper app, and we're going to keep moving. Just a little bit down the road from that Woodhouse's toad, here's a prairie rattlesnake. Oh, a big hiss on him. It's a prairie rattlesnake. We see so many of these down here. It's great to see that snakes are moving. Hoping that this continues to work well for us. This guy is very upset, very grouchy with us. You would not want to mess with this snake right now, because he would definitely let you have it. They're absolutely wonderful snakes. I absolutely love finding them, and I'm happy to live somewhere where they're so common, but you would not want to mess with this snake. This is not a snake that you would want to play with. I mean, just right now you can see he is ready to go. If I allowed him to or slipped up, he would definitely bite me right on the finger, right on the hand. Still a beautiful little snake. Like I've been doing and do with all of my finds, I'm going to log him on my Herp Mapper app, and we're going to keep moving down this road. It's not even fully dark yet. And that would be another Woodhouse's toad. Oh, it's Toad City out here. I just saw a green toad right there. Where are you at, buddy? Next find of the night right here. These guys were a super common find a few weeks ago. This is Spea multiplicata, or the New Mexico Spadefoot toad. Out here enjoying. There's a little bit more rain down here. It's hard to show that on camera, but these guys are so awesome. He's got like a weird eyelid stuck thing going on there. But these guys are probably going to be pretty abundant tonight, so I'm not going to show every one, but I will show the first few, or all of them if we don't see as many as I'm anticipating. But another one of these, Hunter and I saw close to 100 of them in one night down here a while back, so nothing too special here, although these guys are super awesome. I absolutely love them. So I'm going to log him on Herp Mapper, and we're going to keep on rolling. Something kind of cool that these guys will do, it's not exactly easy to demonstrate this, but there you can see when you poke them, this is actually defensive posture for this species. They tuck their head in like that and make themselves basically all back, so if you were going to bite them, hopefully it would reduce some damage by getting them on the back there. There he emerged out of it. You can see the beautiful eyes on these guys. Absolutely stunning animal, even if they are super common. Well, it is 6 a.m., the sun is up, and it is now officially time to road cruise again. We are going to be spending the early hours of the morning road cruising until it gets hot enough that we can go back and go to bed.
What are you doing, crazy? Oh man. First snake of the day is this little bull snake here. We have seen more of these this year than I think I've ever seen down here before. And it's not even July yet, which is pretty cool. This guy just crossing the road. Not as handsome as that big one we saw last week, but he's not a bad looking snake either. As always, I absolutely love the attitude on these guys. He's been striking and acting all grumpy. Lovely to see it. And here you can also get a real good idea for just how little this aggressive or defensive behavior actually means, because as you can see, he could absolutely, you know, grab a bite out of my hand if he really wanted to, but he doesn't really seem to have any interest other than just going on his way. So we're going to allow him to do that after a few quick cell phone shots and after logging him on my Herp Mapper app. And then we're going to keep on rolling through these beautiful hills back through here. Here you can get a good look at just how cranky this guy is when he's not in hand. If you move your hand by him, he gets very upset. They're not too accurate when they bite, but they'll give it to you if they get the chance to. These guys are wonderful. I'm just gonna move them off the road, and we've got more snakes to find. Okay, you have to resituate because I can already tell that this is gonna be a problem.
Go. Please, let go. Please let go. I just want, there it is, thank you. Okie doke, well, I stopped at a little spot here with a bunch of tin, and this really big, really handsome man was waiting for me. This is a Great Plains skink. We have seen plenty of these in the past few weeks, but none quite so big and quite so intact as this guy. Check out the tail and the patterning on him. Check out the attitude. Ow. Oh, check out the loss. Oh no. Well, that was cool while it lasted. I think it's going to be one of those nights where wind is a real problem. Tonight might be one of those kinds of nights where I have to do a lot of stuff in the car, because it's real windy right now. I'm not complaining, the weather's looking just all right to me, but I got in a shower at the hotel, I got in a nap, I'm feeling fresh as a daisy. We are back out on our roads. Same deal as always in southeastern Colorado. Massasaugas before dark, king snakes after dark. So we're going to get this rolling. Let's see what we can turn up. We've been spotted. Are you already getting going? What's up? Wow, you're a nice looking Beardus. Look at you. Alright, well, a few photos later, and this big grumpy guy is still grumpy. Actually, he's not that big, but what he lacks in size, he makes up for in beauty. That is a really nice prairie rattlesnake. In one of my favorite places on earth. Storms all around us, but it's staying warm. Beautiful night. Alright, well, I'm going to log this guy on Herp Map and we're going to keep on moving. Alright, well, first snake after the sun goes down is a pretty good one here. This is an Emery's or a Great Plains rat snake. Through much of their range, these guys are pretty common, but in the state of Colorado, that is not the case. They're not necessarily rare, but they're just not super common. Locally common or locally uncommon might be a better way to put that, but beautiful snake. We saw one of these on this same stretch of road a few weeks back when Noah and Steven were here. It's definitely difficult to film these guys by yourself because they enjoy movement, as you can see, and I have a light in one hand and a camera in the other. But yeah, beautiful snake, big eyes on these guys, stunning snakes. But yeah, Great Plains rat snake, these guys are always kind of annoying for video because they just do not stop moving. So I'm going to take a few quick camera shots and then let him go. These guys are a good find though. I'm happy to see this. This is a great find. If they weren't so horrible for photography when it comes to the sitting still aspect of photography, I might get some shots, but for now I'm just going to get a couple quick camera photos or cell phone photos, and then we're going to keep on moving. Alright, so it's the next day now. I've been flipping these bluffs completely unsuccessfully all day, but I happened upon this awesome pool here, and it is full of tadpoles and weird, like, I forget what they're called, but these guys right here, they are so cool. Look at that thing. Super cool. Look at that thing. That thing is prehistoric. We're going to take a lap around this before we go and road cruise because it's full of amphibians. These things are so weird. Check this weird crustacean out. That thing is awesome. Here's some tadpoles. Those are some sort, that might be bombifrons maybe? That are their New Mexico Spadefoot Toads. Here's, look at who's here. He's emerging, that's awesome. They're like burrowed up in the mud here. This place is tight. That's a good number of tadpoles there. And I mean, they're just so abundant here. That is incredible. Those things are ugly as sin, too. I'm going to have to take some photos of these guys because, like I said, I don't have a positive identification on any of them. But, man, these things are so cool. Check out the underside of them. What an incredible place. I'm definitely going to have to come back here during a rain sometime. At this point, I'm just cataloging this because it's literally too much for me to describe. Look at these guys. Please, none of you bite me. They're so cool. Look at that thing. That thing is awesome. They're the weirdest. Go back in the water where you're not gonna die, losers. Hey guys, today we are in East Central Colorado. Today we're gonna be working on a research project that I am helping out with at school. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, only supposed to be about 75 today. Sounded like a wonderful day to get out and look for some snakes, so here we are. I'm going to start getting ready here, and then we're going to head down to where we're going to be looking today and hopefully start turning some stuff up. Alright, well, it's not been more than 10 minutes since we've been in the car. Right over here we've got our first snake of the day. This is a pretty large bull snake sitting here in C2, right next to the lake. Usually don't see them in this kind of microhabitat, but that's also because I don't target this microhabitat too often. But that's awesome. Look at this big guy. He is so cool. Nothing better than a big bull snake. And now he's going to get very grumpy. Right off the bat, there's our first snake of the day. That's a bull snake. Beautiful, beautiful coloration here towards the head. He's actually being pretty good temperament-wise for a bull snake. Usually these guys throw a tantrum when you find them, but this one just wanted to get away. Being pretty good in hand. It's also a pretty large snake. That's probably 4.5, 5 foot of snake right there. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to photograph this snake if he'll let me, because I haven't photographed any bull snakes this year and I'm starting to regret it, because absolutely wonderful snakes, one of my favorites. So I'm going to get to that and then we will talk about him a little bit more in a moment. Alright, well, unfortunately this guy did not want to sit for photos. Usually with bull snakes, if they're not grumpy, they're just going to move the whole time. Pretty cool stripe on his tail there. Beautiful face on this guy. Pretty nice patterning. He's starting to get a little bit grouchy, so we're going to keep moving. This is not our target snake of the day. For once, we are targeting plains garter snakes today, which is a sentence I never thought we would be saying on this channel. But here we are. I will explain a little bit more about why we are targeting those if we get one. But for now, we're just going to keep moving through this riparian corridor here and keep turning up some beautiful snakes. This is my favorite part of every large bull snake encounter, is watching this big, meaty, fast, heavy-bodied snake work its way back into its natural environment. Next spot here, you're not going to be able to see this one, but Prairie Rattlesnake found, she was coiled up right outside this outcrop and spooked back down in there after she buzzed me. So another snake, even though we were not able to see it. Well, that is something that I'm really happy to see. That is a milksnake in a new county for us. It may be one of the less attractive milk snakes we've seen all year, but that is a big milk. I just flipped it here under a rock. Absolutely awesome. That is not an attractive milk snake by any means, but they're not exactly common in this county, and they're not exactly a species that is seen here too often, but super happy to see this guy. I believe this makes 8 or 9 counties in the state of Colorado that I've seen milk snakes in. It's getting kind of late here, so I'm going to take a little bit of time to photograph this ugly man's, and then we're going to keep on flipping because I would like to get a more attractive one. Alright, well, this snake has grown pretty tired of our BS after the photo scene there. He bit me pretty good on the finger, probably the hardest I've ever been bit by a milk snake, but awesome to get a milk snake in this county. A new county milk snake is always appreciated. A really big goal for me in the state of Colorado is to see a milk snake in every county they've been documented in, and this guy helped us out. A new milk snake county is always appreciated, and quite frankly, this was my biggest hope to see for the day, other than some of our study snakes. This big healthy snake, well, the wind is blowing and he's doing the swaying thing. I've never seen a milk snake do that. That's really cool. Either way, I'm just going to release him back under the rock I flipped it under, and we are going to keep moving because hopefully I would like to see a smaller one that is, you know, hopefully a little nicer. So we're going to keep moving and hope to turn that up soon. Alright, well, our next find of the day is this. This is a greater shorthorn lizard, and a really, really cool looking one at that. Those spots are like blue, purple, tealish, whatever that is. Man, these guys are cool. These guys are actually pretty widespread in Colorado, but this individual is my first I've ever seen in eastern Colorado. Chris, Nate, and I saw 2 of them under a mattress a few years ago back in Mesa County, which is on the west slope, but never seen one here before, and this is evidently a pretty good locale for these guys. I was walking along and he was just sitting on this rock. Absolutely incredible. These guys are in decline in Colorado. A lot of it is not really 100% understood why they're not doing well, but seeing this guy here is absolutely incredible. These guys are one of the cooler lizards in Colorado, and I mean, I know I showed this already, but man, that patterning is just stunning. I mean, those spots are like teal blue. Such a cool individual. Once again, it's not our target species, and I'm kind of bummed that we didn't get any today, because like I said, this is a project for school that I'm working on, but this guy makes the day worth it. That milk made the day worth it, so I am absolutely floored right now. I'm going to take a little bit of time to get some proper photos of this guy and to document him on my Herp Mapper app. That's so that I can make sure that I know where I found this guy and the conditions and all that. And then we're going to keep on moving and flipping these rocks back in here. I'm going to have to get heading home soon so that we can go home and go to bed for tomorrow's adventure. But until then, hopefully we find some more snakes. Alright, next snake of the day is an eastern yellow-bellied racer that I flipped. These guys are probably one of the more abundant snakes out here. And this one is one of the more dull ones I've ever seen. He's not very green. It's more like an olive green brown color maybe. It's kind of a weird shade of green really, but beautiful belly on this guy as per usual. We have seen quite a few of these this year, so not going to take too much time. It seems like you can't really get away from these guys in eastern Colorado, but I'm okay with it. They're awesome snakes. They've got like the weirdest scalation on them. They're so cool. I wouldn't even call that weird scalation. It's just neat. Beautiful to look at. Anyways, gonna release it under a rock and we're gonna keep moving. Hello everybody, it is now the next day and we are in the foothills of the Rockies in northern Colorado. Today I am trying for a new county milk snake. It is currently raining and I've been sitting here for probably about an hour waiting for the rain to pass through. The sun is finally starting to come out, so I'm getting ready to get up and start hiking. I think it's going to be about another 10-15 minutes before we're actually able to start hiking. It rained pretty hard here for quite a while, so I'm still waiting for the rain to pass, and then once it does, we will get out and start looking for snakes. Alright, well, first find of the day is something that I wasn't expecting to see at all here. This is a Woodhouse's toad that we just found like way up in the foothills of the Rockies. These guys are usually not associated with this kind of habitat, but for some reason he's here, so that's pretty cool. He's also pretty handsome, so I'm gonna take a quick moment to photograph him just because it is so weird to see him here. But tons of great rocks here. Definitely not seeing as many snakes as I would like to be seeing, but the cover's here. We just gotta find the snake, so hopefully one starts showing up soon. Next find of the day is this beautiful fella here, who is also real muddy from all the rain we've been getting lately. This is a six-lined race runner. These guys are pretty cool. A real common species here in Colorado that's also real widespread. Basically anywhere from the foothills all the way to Kansas you can find these guys. I'm under rocks or boards. We see these guys all over, and they're absolutely awesome. Check out the like the blue scalation there around the mouth. Absolutely stunning. And if it wasn't for this rain, he would be, actually, he's still fairly handsome, but if it wasn't for all this rain and mud caked all over him, he would be absolutely beautiful. But starting to get into some reptiles and amphibians here, which I'm glad to see. So we're going to release this guy and keep on moving. All right, so here's our first snake. Oh yeah, Hunter's here. We met up at a different spot. That last one I just was not feeling. Eastern Yellow-Bellied racer, as you can see, he's still got a hint of that pattern there. We found one of these probably just about 24 hours ago, so I'm not going to say too much. We're just going to release him back under his rock and keep on moving. All right, well, Hunter and I switched spots, and about a second after we showed up, Hunter spotted this. This is a huge, super, super fresh, super intact, it's literally still wet, Prairie Rattlesnake shed. And, I mean, it's hard to give a good idea of how freaking big this thing is, but the simple answer is it's really, really large.
You have smaller. Here's mine, size 14 wide feet.
There you go.
And that is not a small snake.
That is not a small snake at all. That's incredible, dude. It probably would have been somewhere in the neighborhood of a 4 or 5 foot Viridis right there. It's incredible. All right, well, this very well may be the last herp of the day. We found my first one of these in eastern Colorado yesterday, and now we found another one. This is another greater shorthorn lizard. This one being a little bit different looking than the one we saw yesterday, but still appreciated. You can get a look at this guy. They're so handsome. They get a big chunky head, cool spots on them, absolutely incredible. I'm going to take a few photos and then we're going to keep moving. I think this will probably end up being our last herp of the day, but still cool to see him here.